Girls, how often do you look at yourself in the mirror and see what you don't like? You see every single flaw in yourself. Every single flaw, every single curve that you don't like. Anything that you don't like, you all of a sudden start thinking that you aren't pretty enough. Because you're comparing yourself to so many people out in the world. It might be celebrities, might be your friends, might be random people you see out in the street that you think, I'm not as pretty as them or as beautiful as them. That's because they are them. You are you. You're not the same person as them. You have your own natural beauty, which you may not like because of today's society. Today's society has made it out to be where if you don't fit into this perfect little tiny box, then you aren't as pretty or as perfect enough. But if you do try, you don't quite fit in because there is no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as the perfect beauty. It really stuck out to me when I heard it. This is by Aja Mayrock. People always say girls of this generation are so vain. Be more than a perfect body with a pretty hairdo. It breaks my heart knowing for every girl growing up instead of how was your day messages, we get you up when I come fuck. For everyone who thinks this generation is so vain is because us girls have been held underneath the microscope day to day. It's like beautiful doesn't even exist unless you can check everything off the checklist. Big butt, big boobs, skinny waist, small nose, blunt lips, bony hips, hairless, careless, but still have awareness. And that's the truth about being a girl. Not just our beauty that society has put to shame, it's our payroll too. On average, men will get paid more than a female for the same job, same responsibilities, even if they have the same amount of training. Only 100 years ago, us females couldn't vote. We fought for what was right and what was fair. Just because we are females does not mean we don't deserve the same amount of respect or equality. In 1967, when the Divorce Reform Act was passed, couples were allowed to divorce after they had been separated for 2 years. And that was only 54 years ago. That means if a female was married to a male who she despised, she could not get away from him. Unless she ran away, but she could not divorce at all. Dress codes are funny sometimes. Girls, don't show your shoulders because you don't want to distract the boys. Don't show too much skin because you don't want to distract the boys. The dress code sent a message to the girls that if they are harassed by boys, then it's their fault. Girls feel judged and ashamed even more so now because of the dress codes. The different standard is applied to girls who are curvy and developed than other girls. There are even bans to wear yoga pants or leggings to school. The acknowledgement of not being able to wear yoga pants or leggings just because it's distracting to the boys gives off the impression that you should feel guilty for what guys do. I'm sure boys don't like it when the school decides what they can and cannot handle. I want you to pull out your phone or computer. Anything. Look up schoolboy. Just look up schoolboy. You did it? Alright. Now look up schoolgirl. Do you see the difference? Exactly. I once had a conversation with a guy I know. He was talking about how he got a compliment that day, and it doesn't happen very much. Then he continued to say that girls get way more compliments than guys do, which is true, but what you don't see is the difference between a compliment and a compliment. With me being a female, I have first-hand experience with getting messages or being told, you look hot, you look sexy, nice butt, oh, you look so beautiful, why don't you send? And so much more. I get them from people I don't even know. I mean, yeah, sure, these compliments are sometimes nice and all, but I want to be complimented on more than my looks. What about who I am as a human? Who I stand for? What I am? I know all you females know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're 17, the world tries to tell you what you should do with your body. Your mom tells you to change your dress. It's too fat or too skinny. The school tells you to cover your shoulders, cover your legs, because they can't tell the boys to keep it in their pants. Boys only like you if you look impossible. They say girls are too emotional, too dramatic, because of the way we act. I mean, if I say no to someone, that means I'm being too uptight. But if I say yes to someone, I'm letting myself go. If we don't wear makeup, then that means we're being lazy, and they're going to ask, is it that time of the month again? But if we do wear makeup, then it's because we do it for attention. If I don't have the perfect body with the perfect curves, then I don't fit in today's society. But if I do, then I can't show it, or else they're going to call me desperate. You want the girl with the perfect hair, the perfect face, and the perfect body. But you need to remember that she can't be obese, she can't be anorexic, she needs to be perfect. But perfect isn't a word. Perfect doesn't exist. No one is perfect. And at the end of the day, you ask me, why are you insecure? I wonder why. Why don't you show your face on FaceTime? I wonder why. Why don't you send me pictures of your face? I wonder why. In conclusion, girls shouldn't have to change the way we live our lives or how we dress, because it's too distracting for the boys, or anything in that matter. Going back to vain, girls being so vain. Vain has been happening going all the way back to the Helen of Troy, and even further than that. Girls have been set as prizes and as trophies for their beauty. In China, girls would wrap their feet up and wear significantly smaller shoes to make their feet smaller, to appear more beautiful, because that was their standards back then. That was the society standards back then. Females have been damaging their bodies to appear more beautiful. Females have been set as prizes and as trophies for the guys, and that has been happening for generations and for eras. I know that not all guys are like this. This is from my viewpoint, a teenager's perspective, and from some experience as well. I'm not discouraging, since I know every male is not the same, and it wouldn't be fair to discourage every single male and every single guy out there. Because I'm not doing that. I'm just talking about my viewpoint and my perspective and some of my experiences I have had.